Hi class, my name is Lindsay and my project this week is on dam removal in Virginia. I decided to look at dams in the state of Virginia because that's where I've lived for the past 20 some years. I decided to look at a variety of different dams within the state. I first tried to look at dams that were within the same area, but ultimately ended up going with dams that were built for a similar purpose. All of these are hydropower dams or were converted into hydropower dams, and one dam powered a specific mill. And there are four main rivers in the state of Virginia: the Potomac, the Rappahannock, the York, and the James. They all drain into the Chesapeake Bay and then the Chesapeake Bay into the Atlantic Ocean. There are several fish that are impacted by dams in the state of Virginia. The anadromous fish are the American shad, the hickory shad, the alewife, blueback herring, Atlantic sturgeon, and the striped bass. And shown here is an Atlantic sturgeon. There's also the opposite of the anadromous fish, which is the catadromous eel. The American eel has a freshwater phase as an adult and the saltwater phase as the young. There's also several Endangered Species Act protected species that are impacted by dams in the state of Virginia. There are three mussels, including the yellow lance, which is shown here. The top picture shows a handful of adult yellow lance mussels, where the bottom picture shows a fingerful of juvenile yellow lance mussels. Also impacted is the Madison Cave isopod and one fish, which is the Roanoke log perch. One of the dams that I chose to highlight is the Riverton Dam, which was located in Front Royal, which is at the end of Route 66. It was owned by the city of Front Royal. It was a hydropower dam that was made of concrete, but it was no longer serving any purpose. It wasn't operational anymore. It was built around 1816. There were no definite documentation as to when it was built, so that is just a general idea. It stood 8 feet high, it was 140 feet across, and the removal of the Riverton Dam opened up 95 miles of the Shenandoah to migratory fish returning from the Chesapeake Bay. And the Shenandoah is a tributary of the Potomac River. Now, dams as a threat to fisheries in the state of Virginia, as I said, we have several migratory species. The migratory delays that would impair or block access to spawning grounds and or nursery habitat. There was increased predation by altering stream flow, and then degrading of the water quality, and also the increased water temperature and decreased dissolved oxygen levels. And all of these fish are specialized to live in streams, and any kind of a pond or lake atmosphere kind of puts them at a disadvantage to some of the other species that do live there that prey upon these species here. And those are our threats for dams in the state of Virginia.